Hi there, and welcome to the program. So, over the course of the next 12 weeks, you're going to learn how to eat and how to move and exercise in order to feel better, look better, have a lot more energy, and at the same time, lose fat. And all this for the long term. So I want you to realize before we start with anything that you are amazing just the way you are in this very moment. So remember that you are not the number on the scale. And I know what it's like to have that big focus on the scale because I've been there too. And if the scale stresses you out, just feel free to hide it for a while. That was my kitten in the background. So just ignore him. So, yeah, in terms of the scale, just if it stresses you out, feel free to hide it for a while as you focus more of your energy on eating healthier, improving your digestion, being more active, and just taking better care of yourself overall. So, this is a great opportunity in the next 12 weeks to put some focus back on you. And to make progress towards your goals, you have to be involved and participate 100%. So I promise you that it's not complicated or you're not going to be feeling restricted or feel that you're being deprived either. It's quite the contrary. You're going to learn that food is good and that you don't ever have to fear it. Be deprived of it or demonize it in order to reach your goals. So I want you to be open. There's a quote I love that says, if you want something in your life that you've never had before, you'll have to do something that you've never done. And this quote can apply to all areas of our lives. So just keep that in mind as you go through the next 12 weeks. And decide that you will truly participate and give it your all. So just be open-minded, be curious, and focused. And you're going to learn many new things that will help you on your journey to better health, including reaching and maintaining your ideal weight. So be open to new ideas, to maybe new foods and learning, new ways of cooking and preparing food. And especially be open to paying attention and starting to learn to tune into the signals of your body and the signals that it's giving you about the foods that you're eating. So in the next 12 weeks, this is your chance to step out of your comfort zone, so to speak, and start exploring new foods, new tastes, new ways of movement as well, and new possibilities overall. So as one of your coaches, I'm here to support you, to answer questions and check in with you along the way. So never feel shy to share questions with us, as we're fully there to support your journey in the next 12 weeks. So what I do want to also mention is about using a food journal. So one of the things that many people find helpful is to keep a food journal. So why? Well, it can be a really big help for tracking things like, how many fruits or veggies you're eating, and if you're getting enough protein and carbohydrates to fuel your body. Or maybe if you're just getting too much and for whatever reason, maybe just overeating, and so the scale weight isn't budging. Are you consuming an adequate amount of healthy fats? Are you drinking enough water? So it helps you become more conscious of what you're eating and how different foods may affect you. So journaling what you're eating can help you make better choices in the end, and it can also help you plan your meals accordingly. So you may prefer taking a pen and paper to track and track that manually. You can even use the journal, the little notebook that we gave you at the beginning of the program, or you might even find it more convenient to use an app such as MyFitnessPal. So whatever method is easier for you, I do highly recommend tracking your food for at least a portion of the program. It's not required, again, but we do highly suggest it. And if you need help and have any questions on how to do it, again, feel free to ask. So I also find it highly beneficial to pay close attention to how you feel after you eat certain foods. So, starting to notice which foods make you feel good and energized, and which ones make you feel sluggish, which ones make you feel bloated, gassy, tired, lightheaded, foggy, having that brain fog after a short time after having eaten the food. This guy's going crazy. So really try to tune into which foods give you energy and which ones cause any sort of symptoms. So again, everybody's different, and what works for some people may not work for others. And many people are also sensitive to some foods, and this can cause them some unnecessary side effects or reactions. Again, bloating, gas, headaches, brain fog, etc. So paying close attention to how you feel is really, really important. Foods that don't agree with us can also cause inflammation, which may, believe it or not, hinder your weight loss. And what's more is often people are eating very healthy, but they aren't aware that something they're eating may be causing them, to feel off. So just because food is supposed to be healthy doesn't mean that it's healthy for you in particular and your unique body. So by understanding this and realizing that each of us is one of a kind, it can be a huge eye-opener when you discover the foods that don't work for you. So, the next topic I want to talk to you about is your goals and calorie counting. So one thing that you'll notice about this program is that there is not a huge focus on counting calories. And some people are more comfortable tracking calories, and that's fine. But watching calories alone doesn't equate to healthy eating and balanced nutrition. And you will learn about that in another module as the weeks go by. So calorie counting is, it's not a very accurate science. There's many discrepancies in food labels. So whatever the food label says can be off. The way our body assimilates food and the nutrients is not, again, it's not a precise measurement. So we can never really estimate how many calories we're taking in and how many calories we're burning. So then, the focus solely on counting calories, that focus is just, it's also just a number rather than a value of nutrition. So, there are many people that count calories focused on, say, 1,500 calories a day, but they're not doing their health any favors because the number becomes more important than what they're actually eating. So the quality of the food over the quantity of calories is what we'll be focusing more on in this program. So what else do we need to track? So even if you've decided to put the scale away for a while, you'll want to get your starting weight and your measurements, and if possible, maybe you can get your body fat percentage tested. We at the studio don't have a device to measure body fat percentage, and the reason is just that we don't feel that any of the affordable devices out there actually do a good job or accurate job of measuring body fat. So the best thing to do is, if you're really interested in that, is to come and see one of your coaches, and we will explain to you how you would go about getting that done. The important thing, again, is to not obsess over the numbers on the scale. And you may want to weigh yourself every day, but you have to understand that weight can fluctuate on a daily basis. Anything can affect your weight because the amount of water that you're holding on to changes on a daily basis. So, your sleep can affect your weight on the scale. The amount of inflammation in your body can affect the weight on the scale because your body will be holding on to more water. So you can weigh yourself every day as long as you don't stress yourself out over it and you understand that the scale may be going up and down. What we're looking for is a trend where it is moving downward. So we're looking for a downward trend. Obviously not on a daily basis. That's not going to happen. Okay? So you may not like where you are right now, but the only thing that matters is the direction that you're going in. Okay? That's where you want to focus on. Sounds good? Good. So as you go through the program and start implementing new habits, there may be weeks where there are no changes on the scale, but you may see changes in measurements or how your clothes are fitting, which is also very exciting, right? Because who doesn't want their clothes to fit better? So this is change, and the scale is not always the best indicator of progress. So be sure you understand that and you keep that in mind, okay? So if you are interested in taking more measurements for yourself, you'll want to measure the following areas. So you want to get your chest just across the nipple line. You'll want to get your waist above the belly button at its smallest position, right? So the smallest part of your waist. You'll want to get your hips, and what you do is you place your legs together and measure the widest part across your butt. Your arms, you measure the biceps relaxed at both sides. So you just relax your arms and you measure your biceps, and your thighs at the widest part with the legs together, okay? And so be sure to record your measurements and the date that they were taken. We, of course, will take your measurements at the studio, but we only do the chest, the waist, and the hips, okay? So if you want to take the rest, feel free to do so. It's just more information for you to be a better scientist, right? In the end, you'll just have more data to work with. Another thing that is super important is your support system, okay? So your environment of support. This is another important aspect of making diet and lifestyle changes because it has to do with the people around you. Like, do you have the support from one or more people? Maybe it's your spouse. Maybe it's a significant other or any other family member, or perhaps a friend, or perhaps coworkers, right? So change isn't always easy. So having the people that understand your goals and that can support you in the things that you want to create for yourself is really important, and it can make it easier, right? So do you have those people in your life that are rooting for you? Surround yourself with people that have your best interest at heart and that truly want to see you succeed. You can share your goals with someone that you feel will be there to cheer you on and give you encouragement when you need it. And of course, you have lots of support within the program with the other members of the program. And of course, your 3 coaches are always there to help you in whatever you need. Okay, so are you ready to get started? So one of the most significant things that you can do to start implementing a healthier diet, okay, we're talking about diet in particular right now, is to add fresh whole foods and more organic foods when possible. So you'll notice that during the 21-day reset, you're gonna have to start adding a lot more vegetables because they are one of the foods that are typically missing in most diets, and we just don't get enough of them. So there's a lot of nutrition lacking in many people's diet, and vegetables are great. They amazing health benefits. They offer include strengthening the immune system, improving liver and kidney function, improving your intestinal flora, which is the good bacteria in your intestine. And of course, they improve digestion. So vegetables are high in vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and fiber, all of which are super, super important to a healthy diet. And also, what I want to recommend is to minimize exposure to harmful pesticides and herbicides. Choose organic if you can. We realize that not everybody has the budget and can afford it, but if you can, do it. And if not, start with what you can afford. Okay? So remember, be brave, be adventurous. This is your chance to try new things. I remember when I tried, some new vegetables for the first time, there's always a little bit of a fear. So experiment with different recipes and find your favorites and find what works for you, right? Remember, the goal here in terms of your diet is to start adding more real food that your body recognizes as actual food and can absorb and utilize the nutrients from, okay? Adding vegetables to your diet may seem like one of the simplest things to start with, but it is a really, really important first step, and you will most likely soon notice a difference in how you feel with all the added vegetables in your diet and the good fats as well. Okay, so remember, like this is the general recommendations, and you are going to learn this way of eating obviously in the next 3 weeks as you're doing your reset. And pay attention to how certain foods make you feel. Write it down and keep track of what you're eating if you like, and it'll give you a good idea of what's working for you and what maybe not working for you. So I wish you best of luck with your nutritional reset. And of course, if you have any questions, don't be shy.